Welcome to the Utterly Useless Podcast. I am Brett, your non-utterly useless host, or the Cheshire of the podcast.
Oh, yeah, you're self-proclaiming Cheshire?
Yep, I am self-proclaiming Cheshire. To my right, because I'm going to go to my right first, is the bringer of death, the king of spades of the podcast, Timmy.
Whoa.
Now I'm curious what I'm going to be.
To my right is my brother and
he's your right.
I'm sorry, to my left, sorry. To my left, my brother and my friend, who in real life, I believe, and I will say, thank you for wearing clothes,
I knew you were going to pick him.
the king of clubs, Jeremy.
Yep, as soon as Spades was like, well, the only other option, unless you're going to give me a girl character.
Yeah. I mean, I could give you, what was it? The guy that, because of your massive turf at the University of Utah, the guy that chopped off his hand.
Oh, yeah.
I could give you that.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. In case you're wondering, those are all characters from Alice in Borderland.
Yes.
And this is going to be an Alice in Borderland kind of episode.
I know, which I actually was scouring for an introductory quote for Alice in Borderland, but most of them were motivational, and I didn't want that.
Yeah, this is not a motivational
Doesn't belong
podcast.
here.
No. So the introductory quote is, well, I will tell you this, Michael. I don't have a son. He does. But if I ever do, I'm either going to take him to the cabin in the woods, or I'm going to promise to take him and then not take him. But one thing is that I will never do is not tell him that I'm not taking him to the cabin in the woods and then not take him.
What? I don't even know this quote at all.
Just from Arrested Development.
Oh, okay.
That was over my head.
Is that Job?
That is Job.
Okay, that sounds like a Job thing.
Yeah. And then the next favorite part is Michael turns to him and is just like, all right, guy, let's you and me go to the cabin in the woods for the first time in a long time. And so he's just like, Job takes his head and he tilts it into Michael's mouth and he goes, taste what happiness feels like, Michael. And he's trying to cry into his mouth and he's just like, happiness tastes like sadness also.
Is this one of the original series seasons?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I don't remember this because I haven't seen the last season.
Neither have I, and I really like it. But
I guess they've done another one. I meant the season where they do, every episode is somebody else's point of view.
Yeah, that's the first season on Netflix.
Yeah,
I saw the first one on Netflix. I have not seen the second one on Netflix.
Well, that's why they haven't made another, because you didn't watch it.
Exactly. It's funny. Some of my friends are, and I don't know where you guys stand regarding streaming services, but a lot of people that I know are like, I'm not going to watch the series until it's all done. And I feel as though a lot of people do that because it's just like, well, I want to see it from beginning to end. I want to be able to binge this whole series in a week. Well, then when they cancel after series 1 or series 2, then it's just like, well, I'm not going to watch that show. It's like, well, no, that mentality right there, that I'm going to wait for it to all be done, caused it to be canceled. So you waiting for the entire series to end, a lot of people probably did that too, causing the series to be canceled because it got low ratings.
Yep. My point of view is I can't do that, first of all. I can't wait till the whole series comes out. That's ridiculous. I also, at one time, previously, I used to wait till the whole season came out.
Uh-huh.
I can't do that either anymore. There is a lot of good content out there, but I'm so up to date with it that I'm watching as it's coming out now. I'm back to old traditional TV.
Yeah.
Except when they drop a whole season or half the season once, then I binge.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm not much of a binger anymore. I'm just realizing.
I'm kind of am. I mean, it depends on the show. I was way late to the Big Bang Theory. I came in around the second to last season. And so we bought all the first few seasons and binged them as much as we could. And we got to the point where they were on television, and then we were able to stream them week by week. But it just depends on when I get there. But I like the weekly drop. It just gives me something to look forward to, and I don't have to catch up with everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, I do get behind because, well, first of all, it is a nice treat when somebody recommends something that has been out for a little bit, like a season or 2, or even like 8 episodes. And you're like, ooh, this is actually good. I get to watch multiple of these, and I get excited for that. But that's just because I didn't know it was there.
Yeah.
Marketing is not what it used to be because, I mean, if you were marketed for all these great shows that exist, you'd be bombarded by marketing.
Well, like, and a couple months ago, I was watching the history. Somebody did like some of these. My favorite channel is YouTube because so many people have such original thinking of how to make something or make a video or whatever. And I'd really gotten into Erie, Indiana again. And so I just go into Apple and just type in Erie, Indiana, and people have self-made documentaries on the series, researching it. And I sat and watched it, and that show was a success, but the way that they actually marketed it incorrectly, because what they would do is be like, at 7:00, Erie, Indiana is coming up, and next at 7:30, the Torkelsons are coming up, and it's just like, and it's just like it went from doom and gloom to hey, and it's just like oh, and then of course like the CEOs didn't think that kids like being scared. It's just like
it wasn't scary if you ask me.
No, but I mean it's more intense.
It is. Oh man, it was a great show.
It was.
I wish it kept going for a while.
Oh yeah.
You said they only did 1 season, right?
They did 2 1 seasons. So what they did is in like 93 they did the first season, and then what they did is they tried to reboot it with a bunch of new kids, because by that time the original kids were like 18, 20 years old, and so they basically did a thing where both worlds were colliding. And then they basically passed the original series passed off the Erie, Indiana series to the new kids.
Okay.
And then that series failed because, again, they didn't market it well. It was a really interesting documentary.
I like that show.
If you ask me, I think one of the worst marketed shows, and this was the first show I ever like binged on Netflix ever, Better Off Ted.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of that show at all until I found it on Netflix on accident.
Well, and then you were all about that show, Better Off Ted, and so I reluctantly, I don't know why, because you and me, our tastes were at the time especially were in sync with each other. I'm like, I'll get around to watching it, and I liked it so much that I went out and I bought the first season on DVD and waited for the second season. They've never released the second season of
on DVD
Better Off Ted on DVD. And if they have, they've never done it for Region 1, which is America.
Yeah. That's a great show. Have you seen that show, Criddle?
Better Off Ted?
Yeah.
No.
You need to see it. It's a funny take on corporate America. And like one person, like I honestly didn't know that Portia from Arrested Development, you know who she is? She's like Ellen's wife.
Okay.
So she's in that. I'm like, I didn't know that it was the same person because I wasn't really into. I don't think I watched Arrested Development at that time in my life, and her character is the best.
Oh, it is.
She like makes that show so great. I mean, every single one of the characters honestly adds to it. And would you call that a sitcom?
Yeah.
I have a theory that the main character on sitcoms, most successful sitcoms, the main character is kind of the lame character. I know you don't agree with that with How I Met Your Mother.
No, because me and Ted, man.
Well, I find all the other characters in How I Met Your Mother so much more interesting and fun than him. But Better Off Ted, like I will say though, Ted is kind of the more lame, if you will, than the rest. But that's kind of my ongoing theory and Big Bang Theory obviously also does not fall into that because I think all of them are great. But I guess if you do think about it, Leonard is maybe the more boring-ish one. Except
so wait, what you're saying is and you know, here's where I'm going to get in trouble with the listeners is so because all the main characters in Friends are the main characters, they're all lame.
Well, like no, there's got to be a focal, and people with Friends have always talked about this forever of who is the main character of that show. and everybody's always trying to figure out who that is. And like, well, it's Monica's apartment. But then the whole show is kind of about what's her name?
Isn't it Rachel and Ross?
Rachel. Yeah, Rachel.
Even
and
though
Ross.
I've only seen half of one episode.
But yeah. But if you ask me, Ross is probably the most boring character on that whole show.
Agreed.
But yeah, sorry to go on a tangent there. But yeah, that's my theory. And for the most part, I feel like the successful ones have a lame person that the story revolves around.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that just makes everything more interesting.
Well, I mean, you think about Seinfeld, and Jerry is kind of like the consistent character out of everybody else, and everybody else is so bizarre.
Maybe that's the thing, is maybe not lame, because lame is a good way to describe somebody who's consistent. It's less entertaining. It's boring, you know?
Yeah.
As far as something to watch, entertainment value.
Mm-hmm.
The constant.
Yes.
Well, it's like their show. They're the constant. They're the normal person, and everybody. Because you think about like How I Met Your Mother and Barney, like he is like. I don't think that show would have been successful if the show revolved around him.
Mm-hmm. Think of that '70s show with Eric. Eric is the constant and the lame.
And then when he left, the show dropped.
And every time the show really focused on him a lot more, it kind of, if those were my least favorite episodes.
So are you telling me that in The Simpsons, Lisa's
I haven't transferred this over to cartoons yet because I don't know if this is applicable because I couldn't find it in Futurama. I couldn't. The Simpsons and Family Guy and all those.
Yeah, because I think with Family or the Futurama, Fry is obviously the main character.
Oh yes, but he is definitely the more consistent. He's actually more entertaining than most consistents, though.
Yeah.
All right, merit badges. What do we got?
All right, so I'm going to start off with the "You Are Old" merit badge, and this merit badge I got basically when I came home from the podcast last week. So as we concluded last week's podcast, Jeremy looked at my computer and said, "Wow, that computer's old." like you've had that for a while. And I'm like, "Yeah, I have." Which I think had my computer realize, "Oh, I'm old. I don't have to work anymore." So I got
or
home,
maybe it got self-conscious.
Exactly. It was self-aware. It was just like, "Oh, yeah, let's just end it right here." So I open up my computer to do other things because it's my like beater computer, and I get this gray screen with a file folder that has a question mark in it. And so I Google that, and it just says, the startup for your computer has been corrupted, and it's probably like over for your computer. Like you can take it to like, the Apple bar, and they could do that. But I'm sitting there thinking, oh, the last time I had an issue, it was under Apple Care, and the whole thing would have cost $1,200, which is basically a brand new computer. I'm like, they could probably do it, which would be maybe around $300, maybe $500 for an old 2010 computer. Not worth it. Mm-hmm. So I went on a like used Mac computer website, paid $300 for a refurbished, brander new computer, and I have the "You're Too Old" merit badge, which looks like my brother pointing at my computer saying it's too old, and then like pirate, death scroll or whatever, crossbones or whatever appear on the screen.
Do you know what it should also have, like on the Mac itself? It should have, remember the old Mac symbol with the face?
Uh-huh.
And just have it a frowny face.
Exactly.
Oh,
sad.
I'm old. Wow. All right. Well, my merit badge is entitled. I'm trying to think of a good title now. I thought I had one, but I did not. Anyways, my merit badge is essentially, I'm a kid again, is what it is.
Ooh.
And so an old friend of this podcast, Taylor, invited me out to take my kid to what's called like the Nickelcade here.
Okay.
In Provo?
In it's in Orem.
Orem, okay.
Yeah, Nickel City technically.
Okay.
And so we went out there on Monday on New Year's. Well, I guess the substitute New Year's Day here, since everybody had the day off. and we played games, and I just went out with my daughter, and he brought his one boy, and we just played lots of games. Like I just let my daughter Isla play a lot of games, and then eventually, like, I came across the
joust game.
No, they got rid of it.
Oh,
I was a little sad about that, but I was like, I don't have time to, like, my daughter was having so much fun. I'm like, I'm just gonna let her do as much as she wants. I don't care. I'm not gonna really. This isn't about me today. And then you know that coin dropping game where you put it down
yeah.
and then it pushes to the next tier, and then they fall into the little pit. Tickets off that. So I found that it was a Willy Wonka version of that. And so every once in a while it drops a card, that has 50 tickets attached to each card. And I was like, I just want to play this, see how it is. And all of a sudden, like an hour later, I'm like, we can get more cards. I want to get, because like the first card I got was an Oompa Loompa. And I'm like, score. That's the one I want out of all of them. Except for, I didn't see a Willy Wonka, which that's disappointing. I really wanted a Willy Wonka. Instead, I got what's her name? Oh, the red clothed girl. I want to say it's
Veronica.
Yeah, Veronica. And then I was trying really hard for Grandpa Joe, but I couldn't do it. And as soon as I walked away, the next guy jumped on because he was waiting forever. And then he got like 5 cards within, I don't know, like 10 minutes. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
I got that ready for you. But I was just kept on like playing there. My daughter's like grabs the little, because you don't put coins in the machines anymore. You have these little tap cards.
Oh, okay.
And so she'd come and take the tap card every once in a while, go play a game, and then bring it back, and I'd be like, and I'd keep playing. I was like, oh, I'm a kid again, and I'm also taking this time away from my daughter.
That reminds me of when like Yumi went to Tilt. And so there's this game. It was basically, I think it was called like poker or something like that. And Jeremy put in a quarter, and what you do is you hit a button, and these 5 bouncy balls just go all over the place.
Oh yes, I remember that game.
And they fall down, and your second turn is you can choose which ones to hold and which ones to reshoot. And so Jeremy I think he had like the ace, the king, the queen, the jack, and then he just decided to shoot the last one. And it was just like, Mike, are you sure you want to do this? Like, because like if you don't get that 10, you get nothing. And he's just like, yep. And so he does it. It jumps up, bounces around, falls into the 10. He got the highest possible score possible. This thing was spewing tickets for, I kid you not, like 20 minutes.
It's a good day. It's a good day. I remember the game. I don't remember the day that day. But yeah, I miss Tilt. I miss playing arcade.
Because you ran up to Mom and you're like, Mom, I broke the machine, because it just kept on like, and it was just like, no, he didn't really break the machine. In fact, it kept on going, so because it was the highest possible thing ever, that the machine actually ran out of tickets. So my mom had to go over to the guy who was, the teenager that is in charge of this thing, and says, hey, like, I think this is not like, 1,700 tickets. And they're like, no, it's not. And so the guy had to like start counting up, like, and then eventually after a while, he just like took the tickets, just unfurled a whole bunch of them, and just like, I think that's enough. And then just handed it to my brother.
Man, it's a great day, and I don't even remember this.
All right. Well, I'll go next. So over the Christmas break, I grew out my beard and mustache. Because for work, I'm required to shave.
Mustache.
I'm required to have a clean shaven face. And also over the Christmas break, we watched both seasons of Ted Lasso. And so on New Year's Day, I just decided to shave the day before going back to work, except I decided to keep my mustache. And so I'm calling this merit badge the Ted Lasso mustache.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Do you feel like very positive all of a sudden?
You know what? when I look at myself in the mirror and I start to think, believe.
Oh, that show's so great. Oh man, I haven't checked on it. Last I heard that they were thinking of dropping the next season sometime late January, early February.
I can't wait. But it is when you link your facial hair to somebody like Ted Lasso, you really do kind of start to change your perspective a little bit because it reminds you of that. And so it's actually worked out quite well this week because it's been pretty stressful getting back into the groove of things after the holiday, and so it's actually been interesting. So I'm gonna stick around with the mustache for a while.
I like that compared to what I fill up my gas tank at Holiday Oil, and like they'll play a video while you're waiting or something like that. I like that more than the suggestion that they gave on the video. The suggestion was each morning give yourself a high five because that will release a whole bunch. Give your reflection a high five.
Oh, your reflection.
Because that will give you like endorphins and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, that would just annoy me because there's fingerprints on my mirror.
Oh, that's true. It gives you endorphins. Yes. What they didn't tell you is it gives you like 2 or whatever. And like a hug would give you like 1,000 or something like that. Like you're getting something. But
giving yourself a high five, that's like singing yourself happy birthday and blowing out your own candle on your own. It's kind of sad.
They should do a whole episode of some show like, now, if you are lonely, these are small ways. Singing happy birthday to yourself will increase your endorphins.
However, if you do it in front of a mirror, you will release a mirror creature that will kill you.
Or what's that text you sent yesterday? Get a Crunchwrap Supreme.
Yeah. What was that text? I forgot what it said. There was a meme that said, anybody know any good substitutes for love and personal fulfillment? Somebody responded, Crunchwrap Supreme from Taco Bell. I thought that was great. I had to share that one.
Spin the wheel.
All right, we got our spin the wheel up, and we are going to be spinning. If you're joining us for the first time, it's a category of questions that we're going to ask one another. So depending on what the wheel gives us, we will ask questions that pertain to that category. So starting off us off first, we have Brett, and you get Kiss, Marry, Kill.
Okay, so my Kiss, Marry, Kill. I was thinking about doing an Alice in Borderlands, but you know what? Because it's so full, I decided against it. So, Kiss, Marry, Kill.
What's so full?
The amount of Alice in
content?
Borderland we're going to be.
Oh, okay.
So, Kiss, Marry, Kill. Rocksteady, Bebop, Slash.
Slash.
And
What's in
Slash is the evil turtle.
Oh, okay. Is he the robot turtle?
Yeah, is he partially robot? I think he's partially robot. I think he's just evil. I think he's the evil. I looked at this. I've had this on my list for about a month and a half.
Okay, yeah, I remember him now. I got an image of him up. So you're trying to get us the more difficult one to marry.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to remember. I know who Bebop and them are. It's just I used to have a little way to remember which one's who.
I think Rocksteady is
The Rhino.
The Rhino.
Yeah.
And then Bebop is the pig,
boar. Yeah.
Boar. Yeah.
Bebop, boar, Rocksteady, Rhino.
Oh, there we go. I like that alliteration.
Yep,
that
there we
makes
go.
me happy.
I don't think there's really a right answer.
No, there's not.
So I'm just gonna throw out some, this dart at the wall. Okay, looks like I'm marrying Slash, and I'm gonna kill Rocksteady and kiss Bebop.
I'm trying to remember which one is the more, because I know they're both dumb,
Yeah.
and I'm just trying to say which one is, which one is more
Lovable,
enjoyable,
dumb?
lovable, and I'm like looking at some of these pictures. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with marrying Rocksteady.
I agree with that.
I don't know why. I'm judging by my memories and pictures, but I think I'm going to marry him. I don't know if I can marry somebody that's wearing 80s glasses.
Oh, sorry. I take that back. I would totally marry Bebop.
Bebop.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna kill Slash and kiss Bebop.
Yep. And I would kill Slash also and kiss Rocksteady.
We're all on different pages.
Yeah.
All right.
And nobody has a great foundation to stand on there.
Nope.
We're all dead.
Exactly.
Who lives the longest in their horrible relationship?
I mean, my rationale for Bebop is the second Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie because I love that they imagined Rocksteady and Bebop because I was like, how are they going to do this? Because it's like so 80s, but they just pick two people who are just like maybe like Johnny Lawrence just stuck in the 80s and then they turn them into rhinos and boars. And I'm like, and I think that the Bebop is like a little bit more happy-go-lucky.
Okay. I haven't seen number 2. You're talking about the new ones, right?
Yeah.
I haven't. I've only seen number 1.
It's okay.
It's not the best,
Yeah,
but
I mean, if you're a fan of the Ninja Turtles,
I'm actually was a big fan. Like I tried to get my son. I mean, you know, you try and find commonality to watch, and we were watching the newish Nickelodeon Ninja Turtle cartoon that has the Seth Green is one of the Ninja Turtles. I forget which one.
mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and it's kind of a dark one. Like if you ask me, I'm like, I'm so kind of surprised this is on Nickelodeon. This is kind of dark. And I'm like, I'm enjoying this. And but yeah, I forgot where I was going with it, but that was my most favorite. Like I would say it almost is very close to the original. Like just not in it's what it is like to watch it, but like in quality and enjoyment.
Okay.
I was kind of
I've
impressed.
heard really good things about The Last Ronin for Ninja Turtles.
Oh, that's good.
I heard it's really good.
Is it a movie or is
No,
it
it's the
It's a
comic
comic.
that I gave you.
Oh, the comic. I thought they were making a show
Oh, yeah.
out of it.
If they do, I'd watch it.
I gave you one.
Yeah.
I'll have to bring one in for you.
Okay.
Yeah,
next
no,
week.
I've read I've read. You can get them for free online.
Yeah, they're. I believe the first 4 are free. I'm not sure
Oh,
the
okay.
5th one is free, but the first 4 are free on Comixology.
All right.
No, I think I found the whole series free somewhere. That may not be like legit. On the
Arr,
internet.
matey.
Exactly. All right, my turn. All right, and it looks like I got. What would you have done? Well, I'm not shying away from Alice in Borderland.
Okay.
This is gonna be Alice in Borderland episode because I have finished it. I finished it finally 2 nights ago. I want to say. All right, so you find out that the game you've walked into is the Jack of Hearts in Alice in Borderland. Where for our listeners here that haven't watched the episode, so first of all, Alice in Borderland is like Squid Game where you're playing games. But if
better
you-
than Squid Game.
But yes, better than Squid Game. The games are way more interesting, and they're not child's games so much. And if they are referenced to child's game, they're different.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so this one is like I don't know. It's about 20 or so people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends on who registers, right?
Yes.
So they go into the game. They put a collar around their neck. On the back of their neck of the collar, it randomly will select a suit from playing cards. And at the end of every hour, you have to say what that suit is on the back of your collar. And if you guess wrong, you die. If you guess right, you live. So you have to trust somebody else to tell you what it is. But the problem is the game is going to keep going until the Jack of Hearts dies. And you don't know who the Jack of Hearts is. So there's a whole trust issue there.
And you're not allowed to use reflections.
Exactly, yeah. What would you have done if you ended up in that game?
So I think I'd try to do what Chishia did, where you find somebody who is kind of an outcast and just be like, hey, you and me are a team. Like, I promise, like, I as long as you and me are honest, like, we'll beat everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you need to find that one person that, and then, I mean, sadly for him, he just got tired of like watching other people
Mm-hmm.
like betray one another.
Yeah.
So that's how I would do the whole thing.
Got to build relationships.
Yep.
I would not like the instant I saw that one girl, I'm like, I don't.
The
like-
girl that was freakishly happy?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just like, I don't trust her.
No, I wouldn't.
And then she's like, "Will you join my group? Will you join my group?" And I'm just like, "Oh, Like all you have to do is just get one person to be like, I don't think we like them anymore. And
Yeah.
then, but here's how this is, if I did join a group, this is how I would do it. You all say the suit at the same time. It's not like what suit am I? And then one person goes, diamonds. And then everybody goes, oh, yes, yes, diamonds.
Yes, that was so weird.
Yeah. I would be like, no. You say it all at the same time.
That's a good strategy.
What about you, Criddle?
I would do the same thing. I would find somebody, a loner, and just kind of build a relationship with that guy or girl, and just be like, okay, we're in this together.
Mm-hmm.
Plan B is join a big group and then have that strategy all at once go. Because I did find that really strange. Like, why would they do one at a time?
Mm-hmm. I think that's a better strategy than I was coming up with. What I was coming up with is having an outsider as a verifier.
Yeah. I mean, I've always thought about that too, just to
But then what do you do if the outsider tells you a different one?
Kind of like that one girl who she started distrusting the super happy girl, and she goes over to those two guys. She's like, I don't think I can. Like, I think her downfall was telling everybody, I don't think I can trust my group anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
She should have said, hey, just out of curiosity, what is my symbol or whatever?
Yeah.
And I think they probably would have actually legitimately told her. But because that they did that, they were just like, oh, hey.
Well, this is easy.
Yeah. She already doesn't trust her group. So let's just tell her the wrong one. And maybe her group told her the right one, but or maybe they told her the wrong one. And we'll just tell her also the wrong one.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So, yeah, I think your guys' all at once is the best way. And then also turning around, showing everybody, and then looking at them possibly might help that too.
Yeah, like do it real quickly, like well, because
Or if you could have a mirror, just try to see your people. I mean, I guess you couldn't because they don't want people to try and cheat.
did you think that one guy was going to have a heart attack? I literally thought that because I know he was having an anxiety attack, but he was grabbing his chest,
Yeah.
and I thought he was that's how I thought he was going to die.
Yeah, I thought that. All right, move on. And Criddle's up next. You get random question.
Okay. Mine is a would you rather. Would you rather have the power to change traffic lights at will
Ooh.
and have free gasoline forever, or always have the ability to skip over any commercial, ad, or movie trailer anywhere at any venue on any platform?
Ooh,
I'm pretty sure I'll go with the gas and the light. I don't have a problem with commercials at all.
commercials. And here's the funny thing: I do hate commercials. I went up to over the weekend to my friend's house up in Brigham, and we just started watching random like 90s commercials. And I'm like, I could tolerate these commercials, but you
They
know
were
what?
way more entertaining.
But you know
way
what?
much.
I cannot tolerate if I don't have the Hulu membership that skips all the commercials, I can't watch Hulu because what was it? There was a Black Friday sale for Hulu that you could have gotten Hulu for $1.99 a month for an entire year. All you have to do is sign up by a certain date. And I'm like, I can't do this because then I would have to be subjugated to Hulu's crappy commercials.
I still look at commercials like I did in the 90s. It's a time to go to the bathroom, time to do all the other crap.
So I mean, that's a toughie. Let's see.
Yeah, I'd take gas all day and lights.
So free gas? Is that what you said?
And lights.
Free gas, and you control all traffic lights.
So you're like, as you're coming close, you can see it's red. Like, I'm gonna start turning it green now.
Now with the skipping over commercials or ads or movie trailers, that's like you can go into let's say you're going to a movie, you can start that movie early or skip over all the movies or movie trailers and just go straight to the movie. Or
No, I want the normal the movie. It's an experience.
The only thing that I dislike about movie commercials is how they do every other one. It's like a trailer, and then they're just like, "All right, are you having a problem with your bail bond person?"
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just like, "No, I'm not." And if somebody is like, why would you be like looking for a good bail bondsman at a movie commercial.
That's funny. So which one you picking, Brett?
I'm doing gas and light because here's my rationale for that. So right now, all the money I would save on gas would be going
there you
to
go.
those memberships where I would be commercial free.
There
you go.
So I would do that. And also what I would love to do is I would on purpose turn the light red for myself also, because you know that one person that likes to like cruise right past you, I'd be like red.
That would be fun. A nice passive aggressive way to get people. And they don't even know where it came from.
Nope.
You
It'd be
blink it,
I
you
swear-
go through and then stop it.
And then he like guns it as soon as it turns green, and then the next light red. He's like freaking out there. What's going on?
I would love that.
And then you just pull up next to him like, this is funny.
I mean, it would be even greater if you had an app, because what I would do is if I was in a neighborhood that I knew, I would turn it red. I would turn on like the app and be like, okay, turn it green in 1 minute. And then I would turn down this lane to this and then pop up somewhere else. And so I'd be like right ahead of him. And then in that 1 minute, then the light would turn green and he would just like go, and then it'd be like red. And just to watch somebody just like slowly melt down.
Yeah. Also, if you ever wanted to be baby driver or whatever, or a getaway driver, there you go. You could do a whole like Italian job thing controlling the lights.
There you go.
All right, Brett, you're up, and this time you got how much?
All right. So how much? And I'm just going to include this into an Alice in Borderland situation. You have some sort of collar that will go off if you fail to do this. Just because you can't just like peace out, be like, do it for like a little bit. And then I would just stop because whatever. So, you have to do it, but like, how much also? Like your life isn't really on the line, but I don't want you to cop out either. So how much would it cost, or would somebody have to pay you to play Monopoly with a group of 4 people for 48 straight hours?
So, the reason for the caller so we don't bail.
Yeah, you're just like, okay, well, I'm out of the game, so I'm done. It's like, no. You're there for 48 straight hours. You can't just be like, oh, I'm bankrupt. I'm out. I'm going to go to bed now. Bye-bye. Nope, you're there for 48 straight hours.
Goodbye.
Are there drinks?
See you later.
Yes. And I will be lenient. There is like 2-minute bathroom breaks every so often. But you're there for 48 straight hours. You have to be playing Monopoly.
48 straight hours against 2. I'm just curious.
4 people.
Is this
Maybe there's like a cell phone that you have to like, check in with.
is this regular Monopoly or
Yes.
can you pick?
This is just regular Monopoly.
Okay, so you can't do like a Alice in Borderland Monopoly.
Ooh, that would be cool.
That would be cool.
I call the King of Clubs.
Your guy's just naked. Or is that diamonds? That's
No, the King of Clubs is yeah.
okay.
I pick him up by the head because I'm not
not comfortable with that. If you remember, there was a question like a year ago on this podcast where we asked, like playing a video game for like 48 to 72 hours.
Yeah.
My reasoning for that was, I'm free from all responsibility, so I'm leaning into that again. I'm free for all responsibility for 48 hours. You're not going to have to pay me very much, especially if you're going to feed me and give me drink, and I got bathroom breaks.
And I also don't take like board games super seriously. I like to just have fun with them.
I like strategy games. I play serious, but I don't play like intense serious.
Yeah. So
I mean, I chose Monopoly because I feel as though like everybody at this table, if it was Risk, it'd be like, oh, only 48 hours.
Well, the thing is, the difference between the two with Monopoly and Risk is Risk, you probably played 2 games in 48 hours. Monopoly, you probably played like 10, maybe.
yeah,
Um,
I'll go with it. I'm doing it.
I'm doing it for. I mean, I want some money, but I'll do it for relatively cheap. 48 hours. I'll just do it for like 2,000. Just
I'll do it for drinks.
yeah, I'll do it for drinks. Yeah, drinks and solitude, away from all responsibility. As long as I get the time off, that's all.
Yeah.
That's all good.
What would you do if we played with somebody that we used to know who would the entire time try to do stupid trades? Hey, Jeremy, I will give you, you give me this, and I will give you a get out of jail free card and $700. And remember,
Oh, man, yes, I remember that.
we were like, no, like I'll give you this if you give me your red. And
that would make
he would be like, but that would give you a monopoly. I go, but if I sell this to you for $700, that would give you a monopoly. He goes, no. The deal is $700 and this thing. I go, no, the deal is you give me your red and I will give you my yellow. But that would give you a monopoly. We were talking in circles.
Yep, I remember that. That would make it cost more for me to play because that was way more frustrating. And to do that for 48 hours would drive me crazy.
No tradesies.
Yeah, that one would probably be somewhere in the 10,000. That was for 48 hours. I'd be like coming out of there like I need to like go and be by myself for a while.
2 minutes bathroom break is not enough.
Yeah, because you're in there for the whole 2 minutes. Like I just don't want to go out there.
Your collar starts beeping. You have 15 minutes to get, or 15 seconds to return, or else you will explode.
But it's diarrhea. Oh man. All right, how much did you say you'd take? You do it for like
I do it
just
for drinks.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm the cheapest.
All right, I'm up now. And I got what if? Once again, Alice in Borderland.
All right.
You ended up on the Queen of Spades team, and there was a little kid in the challenge. So you're on the team to begin with, on the Queen of Spades. There's a little kid on the challengers team. What would you have done?
Oh, that is tough because, like, I was curious, like, who she was gonna pick, and the Queen of Spades picked, or diamonds? Is it diamonds?
It's spades.
Spades. The Queen of Spades picked the best person that would tug at your heartstrings as the king, and that is tough because at the same time, like, you want to live, but and you're on a team that basically has all the advantages, even though you start off with a lot more, and you have to hope that all of your fellow Queen of Spades people and all the people that you convert to her team, that they will also be as lenient like that. And I mean, I'll just tell you, I think sadly in the real world, because I was watching, the funny thing about it is I was watching a show on, I think it's Netflix, where these aliens abducted these people and they have 2 minutes to decide which one in the room dies. And this thing in the center of the room like zaps them and electrocutes them. And two of the contestants, one is a pregnant lady and the other one is like a 9-year-old kid.
Oh, so you don't get to pick yourself.
You can't pick yourself.
Oh man, that sucks.
You have to pick somebody else. And so whoever gets the most votes from all these people in this room, that's the person that this central unit will electrocute and kill. And
what happens if you abstain?
If you abstain, the trick of abstaining is you have to go underneath the radar so that nobody knows that you are not voting. However, near the later rounds, if you don't vote, people will look to nix you from everything.
I would just abstain always and make it vocal. I'd be like, I'm out of this.
Yep.
Like if it's that, if it's not people that I hate or people that I think are jerks or people like I am not choosing. I'm just not that person. I mean, maybe if I was put in this scenario, I'm a different person. I don't know. At least where I'm sitting right now, pretty in my own house, I'd probably abstain until I died.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to see what it's called Circle. It's on Netflix. It's not that bad of a show.
Circle that's not.
No, there's two Circle shows on Netflix. This one is a horror show.
Okay,
so
it's a TV show too, huh?
Yeah,
Is it worth watching?
I liked it. I've recently got into shortened movies on YouTube because I'm like they don't tell you what movie it is. They give you like a 1 sentence synopsis on the whole thing, and I'll watch it. And as I've been getting into it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to stop watching this, and I'm going to go actually legitimately watch the entire movie. And that's how I saw that, because I'm like, I don't want to waste my time.
Yeah. I get that. All right, Criddle.
Oh man,
You're up next.
no, we haven't.
We haven't decided.
We haven't
Oh,
decided.
that's right. I thought we did.
Oh, you know what? I think I would hope to be tagged by the kids' team.
Just walk.
Exactly.
I'd be like, I'd just turn to my fellow teammates because I've been with them before and be like, hey, let's just turn on the queen.
we can't kill the kid. I mean, the hardest part about getting everybody and how she got such a big pull is you're on my team. You don't have to fight the king of clubs.
Yeah, that's true.
Which that is, sadly, that's a good pull.
It is a good pull, but then you're living forever and remembering you killed the kid, and then you're gonna have to kill more people.
Exactly. So what do you think?
I would try and convert people.
You'd convert people to your team.
Yeah.
The Queen of Spades team,
No.
because you're on the Queen of Spades team to
Yeah.
start.
Would you be a secret agent the entire time?
Yeah, I'd be a
Would-
double agent.
Would you like never, like until the very end, would you like never, like you'd always be on the Queen's team, but you'd be just like, hey, like this is what we're gonna do.
It'd be funny, like the whole game, you're just running around, not getting touched by anybody, and also not touching anybody, and just like pretending you're playing. And then you shake it out, and like the very last one, you're like, okay, touch me. Like, do you see where the scale tips?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they can't kill you, so you could openly like say everybody the Queen of Spades, like, hey, eventually I'm gonna turn against her regardless. I'm not killing this kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she's like, and then she's got to like stop you from doing what you're doing, because I thought at the very beginning it was so obvious. I'm like, this will be easy for the challengers, but then she like defends the guy from being touched, which I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of cool.
All right, now you're up, Criddle.
All right.
You got. Could you fight it?
Going with Alice in Borderland here.
All right.
Could you fight the King of Spades?
No, I knew this question was going to come up some point into this today.
See, I think here's what I would do. I would do the dodgeball rules: duck, dodge, dive, dip, and dodge. I would never be out in the open. Like
No.
I'm sitting there thinking, why aren't you going down to the subway? And I understand why they're not going down to the subway, because it's a set and there is nothing that leads
Yeah.
actually down the subway. But I would be under this. I would be in the subway. The thing that I always like fascinated me, and again, it's a movie, and I get it, but it's just like he has to miss somebody. Like
Yeah.
some people have to be like below the radar under a car, but he knows where everybody is. And I'm like, I didn't like that, but I would like go down in the subway. Like I saw sewer covers. I'm like, pop open the sewer
Yeah.
and just join the Ninja Turtles or something like that.
I was thinking I'd bottleneck him. Like that was my first thought, especially at the very, spoiler, near the very end of that whole story. They all had weapons.
Yeah.
Of some, well, not all of them. My favorite thing is when they line up and they're all they're like, I got this gun. Like, and then the one girl that wears the bikini most of the time, she goes like this with her fist. She like pumps them up like, I'm ready to fight. Like, that's so dumb.
Yeah.
But anyways, for the most part, they have weapons. And I would just go down and bring them into an alley, kind of like where they are. But I would already be, they were kind of already prepared in a sense. But I'm like, I felt like they could have just done that a lot better and bottlenecked him. And like, you can't get us all. And we're just going to.
Well, not only that, but like when he got to that point, he had no, I don't know if there was any like Kevlar like mask that he was wearing, but he had taken the mask off.
I know. When he kept disrobing, I was like, why are you doing this?
Just headshot. Like,
Yeah. And once again, in case you haven't watched Alice in Borderland, this game is just this guy is playing Call of Duty. Essentially, he's just got infinite ammo, and he's just shooting everybody, and everybody's trying to run away from him. And yeah, that's all it is. It's a pretty basic game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think me by myself definitely could have. Obviously, seeing his fighting skills and yeah, I don't think I could have taken him.
I think I think I'd go Kevin McAllister on him and just
Yeah, there we
make
go.
a bunch of traps.
There we go. Yeah, just a whole bunch of leaves out in the middle of the road, like, oh, come and get me, falls into a hole. Like, ah! But it's true. That'd probably be the better way to take him down.
Well, I mean, the best person who had the best strategy was the guy that we first met in the game of tag that came back.
Mm-hmm.
And because they were both soldiers and he knew he was a soldier. And so the best way to take him down is to basically kind of like you said, bottleneck him or whatever, and just kind of get him trapped. But, you'd have to lure him that way.
Yep, it's just a cat and mouse chase.
Mm-hmm.
The question, did they know each other, or is he projecting his apology onto it?
He's projecting an apology because, like I said, I've watched like 17 different like YouTube videos on Alice in Borderland.
Because I was like, that doesn't look like, was his name
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
So,
Niagu.
I mean, what happened was in real life, the King of Spades was in a war situation. It wasn't, his commanding officer was, I think, mortally hit. And he was just like, just release me.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. And he's just like, I forgive you or whatever. And so he was basically in that situation, reliving that and then flipping it so that like now he is going to be released.
Okay. That makes perfect sense. You know what's funny?
What?
In that kind of situation, if it was a war and somebody said, release me and like, kill me and just, because I'm going to die anyway, that would be harder to do than in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
If somebody's bit by a zombie, I'd be like, sorry. But in a real war zone, I'm like, I can't do it.
Well, I mean, it depends on where you get bit by a zombie. I mean, if you're in the arm, cut the arm
there
off,
you go.
You're fine.
You pull.
You're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm going to have to give you like this 5 comic series because I think after reading that, you might change your mind.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see. All right. All right. Now we're bringing out the channel surfing. Nostalgic time for anybody who grew up in the 90s or pre-streaming services where you had to flip through the channels, decide what you wanted to watch, and you didn't always know what was on the next channel. So you had to decide if it was worth staying on what you're watching currently or going to a different channel. So we are going to randomly choose up to 12 shows of different channels, and if we get to the end, if somebody chooses to keep flipping, the last channel will be the weather channel, the boring one, from not the more entertaining one, not that I watch it, but it was boring.
No, like what was it? I want to say like in the late 90s, early 2000s, the Weather Channel got like really wild because it was just like, people would go to bad weather storms and then they would like strap themselves to like, telephone poles and just like, I'm here.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's
Yeah.
more entertaining. This one's just more of like just spouting out numbers.
Yeah.
With elevator music.
Yeah. So the least you can have channels we can go is 3. The most is a 12.
Okay.
So I am going to spin my D12 here. Spin, roll.
And I'm going to say this out loud. We've done this game for a while. We've never gotten a 3. So now just knowing that and just saying that, just know it's going to be a 3.
Yeah.
All right. So turn on the TV. The first show that pops up, and this is like a spelling bee. You can ask for genre and
Synopsis.
a synopsis, but it's going to be like the synopsis that you get from like a TV guide where it isn't, it doesn't give you everything. All right, so the first show is called Pirates of Silicon Valley.
What year was it made?
1999.
Next.
Yeah, next.
All right, next channel is Avalon High.
What's the synopsis?
Synopsis here. is Disney Channel's production of Julie Sherman Wolfe's screenplay adaptation of the popular novel Avalon High by Meg Cabot.
Next.
Are these all movies or are these TV shows?
These are movies.
Oh, okay.
Vince and I heard Disney Channel adaptation. I actually was going to say next.
Next.
Okay, next channel, Channel 3, I'm going to call it.
No.
Open Season.
Ooh.
The cartoon?
This is a cartoon. This
Yep.
is that, what's his face? Ashton Kutcher one, right?
Uh-huh. Yep.
I think a Weather Channel would be more interesting than this one. So next.
I'm tapping the paper believe and going with the next station.
All right, Channel 4, If I Stay.
Well, synopsis.
Synopsis is Mia Hall, a talented young cellist, thought the most difficult decision she would ever have to make would be whether to pursue her musical dreams at prestigious Juilliard or follow her heart. ...
Okay. Weather Channel more interesting than this. Next.
Next.
Okay, next channel. What channel are we on? This is 5.
This is 5.
Hackers.
Yes.
Yes. Yep. This is the Angelina Jolie, right? One?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. I'm
I
watching
love
this
Hackers.
one. Yep.
I'll watch it twice.
I was
Yes.
thinking about the show just the other day. And for anybody who watches Elementary, I don't know what channel that's on. That's the main guy on Hackers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I found that very interesting.
Abbott Elementary? Or...
No, just
Oh,
Elementary.
Elementary.
Like the,
okay.
the Sherlock
oh,
Holmes.
okay. Yeah.
All right. You had 2 more channels, just so you know.
Oh.
You had Resident Evil
Yep. I won. Yep.
and this movie called My Blueberry Nights.
Yep.
Well, we won.
We won.
Yeah. Yeah, if you ask me, Hackers was the best.
So just out of curiosity, do you have the IMDb scores or something like
Yep.
that?
So Hackers is 6.3.
So what was the
Was the
next one?
highest?
Yeah.
Highest on this was the first one, Pirates of Silicon Valley.
Yeah. I no regrets.
All right. Let's roll the dice of this magical TV. I have my number. All right. So turn on the TV. It gets that nice, yeah, slowly turning on sound. And you're watching Barbie Fairytopia, Mermaidia.
Let's see. Nope, I'm not watching my niece Isla next.
Next.
It's funny that you say that. There's a Barbie show she watches where the mermaid's name is Isla. Okay. Next on Channel 2 is Luxo Jr.
Next. I don't even want to know the synopsis.
Yeah. Let's go. Next.
Okay. I'm going with the title that's underneath this. So, because I think on the movie, I don't know. It says An Officer and a Spy.
I think I don't need to know the synopsis because I think it's just right there in the title.
What year did it come out?
2019.
Ugh. Not having heard of it and it came out in 2019, either this is like one of the streaming services, like original content, or because you said I'm not sure if this is the title. It sounds possibly like it's a foreign one, which I'm more into foreign because of Alice in Borderland and some stuff like that, but not all the way.
Yeah. I'll go next.
You're next,
Yep.
Brett. Good call, Brett. It is foreign. I think it's called Jacques. Okay, and next one, I know, I'm pretty sure you know what this is. The Meaning of Life.
Oh, that is that. I want to say this is like that 1998, like Best Picture award or nominee with the the Italian people. I think it's Italian.
Do you want me to read you a synopsis?
Yeah, sure.
Life's questions are answered in a series of outrageous, I don't know what this word is, vignettes?
Oh, vignettes.
Yeah, sure. Beginning with a staid London insurance company which transforms before our eyes into a pirate ship. Then there are national health doctors who try to claim a healthy liver from a still living donor.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought I my brain turned this into the Life is Beautiful. No, I this is Monty Python. I'll watch this.
Monty Python. I want to go next.
Okay. So it is Maya and Python. And the next one is The Informer,
What's the year?
2019.
Let's see.
This is Channel 5, just so you know.
I'll go next.
You're watching the Weather Channel.
Yes.
So My Python is the highest rating,
All right.
7.3. And yeah, The Informer looks interesting. I don't recognize anybody from...
That movie is familiar. What's the synopsis to The Informer?
Oh, Clive Owen's in it. He was way down the list on this. In New York, former convict Pete Kozlow, related to the Polish mafia, must deal with both Klemek, the general, his ruthless boss, and the twisted ambitions of two federal agents as he tries to survive and protect the lives of his loved ones. It is a thriller.
Okay.
It's a crime drama thriller.
Interesting.
All right. So, last round. Okay. Turn on the TV. The first show is called Thesis.
Let's see. I'm gonna make a hypothesis. This show sucks. Next.
Next.
Okay, next show. The Wages of Fear
Let's
on
see.
Channel 2.
Let's see.
What's the year?
1953.
Synopsis.
Synopsis. In South America jungle, supplies of nitroglycerin are needed at a remote oil field. The oil company pays four men to deliver the supplies in 2 trucks. A tense rivalry develops between the 2 sets of drivers on the rough, remote roads, where the slightest jolt can result in death.
You know what? I've been on a horror movie kick and also like a black and white movie kick. I'm watching.
I'll go next.
Okay, next one on Channel 3, Idle Hands.
Ooh. You know, whenever I think of that, it reminds me, whenever I hear that title, it just reminds me, because it was, I believe, the music for the trailer, Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
Oh, is that the music?
Yeah.
I think I know everybody from this movie
Yeah.
except for one of the girls in the picture.
Yeah.
I'll go with this.
Did you ever watch Idle Hands?
I think so, yeah.
Jessica Alba,
Yeah.
Devon Sawa.
Isn't
it has-
Seth Green in it?
Yep, Seth Green
Yeah,
in it.
I was thinking Seth Green was in it, yeah.
And then I'm trying to remember where I know I think that one guy, the bigger guy,
Mm-hmm.
I think he is Daredevil's like buddy and
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
the lawyer buddy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Okay. And you would have had one more channel and it would have been the King of Staten Island, so
Oh,
Ooh.
I'm so glad I dodged that bullet. Oh, I hate that guy. I do.
all right, well, this round the highest rating went to Wages of Fear by a lot. It was 8.
All right.
So Brett
Whoa.
wins as far as ratings go by a landslide.
I'm gonna have to check this
Oscar
Wages
winner.
of Fear out, because I might have to actually watch this. Wages of Fear. I wonder. Okay, who's in this?
It's people I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people I don't know. So okay, interesting. All right.
Who dis?
All right, so I had this ready for last week. So this is going to be our post-Christmas Who Dis. Now, like I said earlier, I have been in a horror movie kick, and I've found the reverse of Hallmark movies, which is Christmas horror movies. And I basically watched most every single one of these that I am about to present to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you a title. I'm going to tell you the year that it came out. Obviously, it's a horror movie. Some of them might be horror comedies. But then I'm going to read you 3 synopsises. And you need to figure out which synopsis goes with the correct title. So The first title is Christmas, Bloody Christmas, which came out in 2022. It is a horror movie. So here's synopsis 1. During an outbreak of violent Christmas season murders in an area targeting young women, a journalist searching for a female friend gone missing ends up in a rundown Christmas village owned by an eccentric photographer. Okay, synopsis 2. A local toy store's robotic Santa Claus goes haywire and begins a rampant killing spree through a small town. Synopsis 3. A woman invites 3 guests to stay at her rural mansion over the Christmas weekend. She reveals to them that she suspects whoever killed her husband must be one of them. Soon, they too begin being murdered one by one. So, which synopsis do you think belongs to Christmas, Bloody Christmas?
I think it's the first one.
I think it's the first one too.
And it is wrong.
Oh.
This correct synopsis is a local toy store's robotic Santa goes on a...
That was my last pick. So these are all, I should say, bad movies.
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
All right. This one is like actually my favorite one out of all of them that I watched. Oh, never mind. It is really hard to figure out which one. Okay, this one is actually my favorite one. It is called A Christmas Horror Story. It is a 2015 horror comedy. So, synopsis A. In this devilish horror anthology, there's plenty to fear, from boring office parties and last-minute shopping to vengeful stalkers and immortal demons. There's plenty out there to fear this holiday season. Okay, synopsis B. Robert Weston has reason to believe he might be a werewolf, but when he goes to the Shapeshifters Anonymous support group, he learns that there's something far more sinister than his curse to worry about. And synopsis C. Not even Santa Claus is safe from the evil that descends on Bailey Downs, a small town that is suddenly plagued with malevolent spirits, zombie elves, and Krampus.
What was the name of the movie again?
A Christmas Horror Story.
I think I know what I'm going with. I think I'm going with the werewolf, number 2.
I'm going with number 3.
Okay, number 3 is correct.
All right, I'm on the board.
That number 3 also co-stars William Shatner.
And did you enjoy this?
I think this is my favorite one. However, it's like this other one, the last one, possibly is like the best thriller horror, possibly. So this one is called Better Watch Out. It is a 2017 horror movie. So, synopsis A. A man obsessed with Santa Claus snaps and goes on a Yuletide killing spree. Synopsis B. Babysitter Ashley must defend her young charges when intruders break into the house one snowy night, or so she thinks. Synopsis C. Anna and her friend fight, and sing their way to survival to face the undead.
I hope it's not number 3. I'm going to go with number 1. That number 3, is that a real, like, are all these really movies?
These are all authentic synopsises for horror Christmas movies.
At the end of this, I want to know if you've ever seen number 3.
I'll go with number 2.
Okay, we end with a tie because it is number 2. And no, I've not seen, I've not seen number 3. There's no way. Like I was intrigued by the synopsis for number 3 until I got to the sing. I'm like, I'm not into people trying to sing their way out of like a zombie, possibly apocalypse or something like that.
Who lulls them to sleep somehow.
Exactly.
Fisticuffs.
All right. So, with this draft this week, we are going to be drafting, you guessed it, if you haven't thought already, we're not going to leave you alone with Alice in Borderland anymore. I mean, we're not going to just leave you hanging. We're going to do more. It's just nonsense. Because if you haven't told, we really enjoyed season 2. So we're going to be drafting our favorite Alice in Borderland games. And we'll describe them for you, for those that haven't listened. But essentially, or watched this show, we're gonna be picking 2 face card games and 2 regular like number cards. Is there a name or a term for non-face cards? I was just
Just
curious.
non-face cards.
Non-face cards. Yeah. And really quickly, just for your better understandings, I'm going to give a quick rundown because each suit has a kind of like experience or meaning. So spades are physical games, games of physical endurance, strength, and agility. Diamonds are intelligent games, so games of intelligence, strategies, and wits. Hearts are psychology games, games of psychology, trust, and betrayal. I guess I didn't realize that they're not all betrayal.
No.
Especially the last one, obviously, was not betrayal.
No.
Clubs is a balance. Games that balance all 3 concepts with an element of teamwork. So that is when you find out which game you're going into. Because, I need to rewatch the first season. They don't tell you, they don't advertise beforehand, right?
No.
You don't find out until
You
you walk in.
you walk in and they're just like, this is a 7 of Hearts game.
Yep.
All right, and Brett's up first. So,
Okay. It must be obvious. I'm going with King of Clubs.
I knew you were going to take that. All right, so give us a rundown. Again.
So King of Clubs is there's 2 teams. It basically capture the flag, but you can also challenge instead of taking people's flags. What you can is you can challenge them to a combat. If you each have a certain amount of points on your bracelet, and if you touch somebody, you are in a fight, and whoever has the most points steals 500 points for themselves, and also it gets 500 points for their team. If you touch somebody's flag, you get 10,000 points, and the other team loses 10,000 points. However, if somebody is touching the flag and then touches you, the person touching the flag actually has infinity points, and if they touch you, you lose 10,000 points. If you fall below 0, you are immediately eliminated from the game, which means you are no longer alive.
That was a good game.
And then you can take a teammate, hold each other's hands, you double it, you combine both of your points. So if you don't think you're going to win, you can touch somebody in a challenge and you both will, it increases your odds. So that is my favorite game of the second season. I thoroughly love it. I've watched the second season probably about 3, maybe 4 times, and I've watched the King of Spades game probably about 9 times.
The king has to be nude.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in clothing. Clothing's like a construct of man or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, so it's on to me now. I'm going straight for my favorite game. I'm not going to dilly-dally with strategy on this draft. My favorite game is... Oh, man. I have it written down somewhere. I'm just trying to find it. Is a 5 of spades. Tag.
Yeah. That is a good game.
So this game...
Brutal.
They play in like... it's like a motel, right? Or like like an outdoor-facing hotel, right?
Yeah, I would probably... The best way I would describe it as a 5-story motel. That would probably be like a 5-story motel. The best way to, at least in America version, I would probably say probably located around like Disneyland or way back in like the 80s and early 90s, probably in a casino hotel in Las Vegas.
Yeah, because everything's facing outside. Like the doors are facing outside. And it's shaped like an L. Yeah, that's right?
Mm-hmm, yep.
Okay. And so one person is it, and they're dressed as... They have like a horse face. There's 2 of them, actually. You find out there's 2, right?
Yeah, there's 2.
And they have a gun, essentially, and tag you're it by killing the person and is eliminating. And so you're trying just... Is there a time limit on the game? Is that what it is?
There is, I believe, you have 2 hours to find the home base and basically undetonate these 2 bombs in a room.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
somewhere.
about bombs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're just trying to survive, and going from floor to floor, trying to keep away from these horsemen. And the good thing is they have bad vision because they're looking at these horse masks. But yeah, that was one of my favorite games. All right, Criddle.
Well, we only got glimpses of this game, but I was intrigued to see a little more, and that's the Queen of Clubs.
Remind me of that one.
The dodgeball game.
The
dodgeball
dodgeball
game.
Players
Okay.
must play dodgeball against other teams and 2 citizens. I know that it was just a bunch of glowing balls that were being thrown in a rather large room in the show, and I kind of wanted to see a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to know where those balls came from because they're balancing on these little beams kind of thing. It's like, well, how do you get more? Because you're not catching them.
Maybe they're like in a net above and they just
Yeah.
drop them or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it looked interesting and I wanted to see more of it. It was like glow in the dark dodgeball.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that, the funny thing about it is had it not been like neon or glow in the dark, I don't think it would have been that cool. But
No.
because they added the neon glow in the dark element, I was like, that looks cool.
It'd been really cool if they would have done it in a place that was like filled with trampolines.
Yeah.
But I understand they want the possibility of falling. All right, you're on the wheel, Criddle.
Okay. Are we just doing ones from the show? Or it doesn't
You
matter?
can do it for me.
Okay.
either.
This one sounded just interesting, and I wonder why they didn't go with it. But I'm going to go with the 9 of Hearts.
Okay.
Players must survive each an alien invasion. Don't know. I mean, a whole lot about it, but that sounds interesting and cool.
Yeah.
It's going to be probably similar to the tag game. Somebody's going to be wearing an alien head, and they're going to basically have like some sort of like laser, like melt skin, like ray or something like that.
Hopefully not a probe.
You wish you were dead.
You wish you were dead.
The last player to be probed wins.
So you're saying we're all getting probed regardless.
Ugh.
All right, I'm back on the clock here. I got a spade already, so I need something else. I'm gonna go with this. I want to go with the clubs next, and you know what? Like I think I like distance the most. First, the 4 of clubs, where they're in a bus right at the beginning.
Yeah.
It was either that or Dead or Alive. But Dead or Alive, I need to watch it again to appreciate that one more. That was a hard, I was looking back at 3, Dead or Alive, the very first game they play is a 3 of clubs. And the number, the higher the number, the more difficult the game is supposed to be.
Yes.
That was a really hard game.
It was because it forced you to, like, the main character, he was the one that was aware enough to look at the exterior of the building, and then because he plays games, he was able to kind of like figure out what the floor plan looked like.
Yeah. No, that was like a 10 of clubs, if you ask me.
Yeah.
If not harder. So yeah, that's where I'm going with the 4 of clubs. My clubs are gone. I'm doing distance where they're in a bus and they have bombs strapped to them, right?
Yeah.
And they have to get to outside of the tunnel by a certain time or else poof, they blow up. Doesn't the tunnel fill up with water also?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a great game. I think I could do that one. I could live that one. It's just whether or not I go back for the person, which I felt that was kind of dumb that they left him behind in the first place if you were going to go save him.
Yeah.
But anyway, you're on the clock, Brett.
All right. So I'm just going to go my second favorite game, which I've watched also 9 times, Jack of Hearts. I like the
I
color
should've taken
game.
that one.
I think that the color game, unless, again, at least the way that the show portrays it, the person who's actually the Jack of Hearts is super confident in himself. And I think I would try to avoid that. But then I guess at the same time, people are like, why are you super confident with yourself? But like I said, with the strategy of like, what would you do? I would,
What would you do?
I would either do that, or I would also pick the guy that was being bullied by that one guy. And I'd be like, hey, like, I think you should do this. I think you should off him. I'll be your teammate. Like, you and me are fine. you don't deserve to be treated like this. And I think I would partner with the guy that was being bullied, because what else? He has nothing else going for him.
That's true. Now, oh, never mind. All right, go on.
So that'd be my game. And then, I was really going for the alien invasion too. So now I need to like rethink certain things. I think, let's see, players must find a number in each room with a matchstick and then get a bingo. That's a tough game, because I'm intrigued by this 10 of clubs game, because like, what else are they doing? Are they easily trying to find a matchstick to get a bingo? And is there like a guy with a gun? Because again,
Yeah.
you have to think about the tag game,
Mm-hmm.
like, and also the king of spades. Like, it's not going to be that easy. There's going to be an element of difficultiness to that. So I think that's hard. Actually, I take that back. Okay, I'm going to go with 6 of spades. Players must compete to kill the beasts.
Yeah, I saw that one. They didn't show that one, right? But
No,
that's just
they
the one
did
that
not.
comic
It's
book.
probably in the comic books, yeah.
Is that, you said 6 of spades?
6 of spades, yeah.
Yeah, right. All right, so that's your first one. You got the wheel.
No, I
Oh.
got both of them.
Oh, that's right. You did Jack of Hearts, which I was mad at.
Yes.
I regret not picking a face card already, because you guys, let's see, Criddle, you have queen, and you have a 9, so you have one of each, and you're also just needing you have a club and a heart, so you need a spade and a diamond. Brett, you have a club, king of clubs, so you have a kings. You have. Did I mention this at the beginning that we're doing one of each suit?
No, you did not, because
Okay.
I've picked 2 spades.
Okay.
No.
Okay, that's fine. We're doing just 2 face cards and 2. I meant to say that, but that also probably makes it way more confusing as well. So 2 faces and 2 numbered cards, and so you guys are both. Well, Criddles has one of each left. I have only face cards, and Brett has only number cards left to do.
Yep.
Only one number card left to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I should have picked Jack of Hearts before you got him, because I don't like some of the ones I'm left over with face cards.
I mean, think about this, and I'm not trying to talk you into it or talk you out of it, but like, I don't know about you, but the Queen of Hearts, all you have to do is play 3 games of
And
croquet
endure it.
and endure it. And like, for me, having lived that far along,
Oh, yes. I'm enduring it.
not only am I enduring it, like, whatever food she provides me, I'm not eating.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I think, and I've watched again multiple YouTube videos. I have no idea if they're like pumping in some sort of like psychedelic drugs or something like that. But whatever food she's offering me, I'm not touching it. Whatever drink she's offering me, I'm not touching it. I'm just like, no, we're playing these games.
Yep. I'm not going to pick the Mahjong one, because I would be horrible at Mahjong, because I definitely have tried to play it as a kid on our Windows. Like,
Oh, yeah.
97, 98, whatever.
Minesweeper and
Yeah.
Mahjong.
I was like, I don't know how to play Mahjong at all. Like, I tried to play it, and I was like, this is a joke. I don't get what's going on.
Would you play Minesweeper?
I still play Minesweeper sometimes.
Oh, you do?
Yes, because I learned how to play it.
I-
One day, like in middle school, my teacher was playing it. I was like, do you actually know how to play this game? He goes, yeah. He's like, you don't? I'm like, no. And so he told me how to play it. I was like, oh, I had no idea it was a strategy game.
Yeah. I saw that there's a cube Minesweeper game. I'm like, that intrigues me.
What do you mean a cube?
It's a cube. So
Like
like
a physical cube you can hold?
so think no, it's on the computer game, so you have to like manipulate it and like turn like the angles
okay.
or whatever. But it's a cube, and as you are like doing certain things, it just kind of like the cube just kind of breaks open.
Huh, interesting. That would be interesting. Let's see. Some of these King of Clubs, remind me of that. Has somebody taken that one? You took
Nope.
that one.
King of Clubs?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first pick.
Okay. Yeah. Just by the short descriptions here, I was like, more points? I think I'm doing freeze tag, Queen of Spades.
That'd be good.
Yeah. That one's a fun game, and hopefully there's no kids involved.
Exactly.
I love how there's no kids in the whole show until there is. Like there's that one kid. So yep. All right, Criddle, your last 2 picks.
Okay, so I need a face card and a number card.
Correct.
Okay. I believe it or not, I'm gonna go with the Queen of Hearts and play some croquet.
All right.
I don't mind playing croquet and enjoy it. And I would definitely not eat anything or drink anything. Like during that show, I was like, just play.
Yeah. Well, the thing is you have to wait. If she refuses to play, that's
I know, but your life's not in danger.
yeah.
I mean, and if there's no time limit, okay.
I'd just be playing a game off in the corner, like I'm waiting for you.
Yep, when you're ready.
I'd practice like if there was a spare ball, just trying to bounce them because I think we've done that in the past.
Oh, yeah.
me and Brett.
Well,
So yeah.
the funny thing about the game of croquet, at least in that show, is just like
I don't know how to play theirs.
We've played croquet, but I'm like, I don't know what you're doing. Why do you have more than one
yeah,
croquet ball? I don't understand.
I like the little clips they had over the rings, like so
Yeah.
I guess that you've been through that. I'm like, but it should be pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm. And I like the croquet that we used to play at our old house because there
was a hill.
Because there was a hill, and I've never, since we've moved, I've thought less of croquet because it's easier
Yeah, we always put the middle ring on the hill.
on a slope, and then the next ring, or after the middle ring, you have to go up on a hill, and then you have to go down to the next one. Like, yeah.
And if you made it going up like through the middle ring and then continued on, or down the middle ring and continue on like perfectly, that was nice. That was a good one.
I'll tell you, an aside thing, if I ever like won like the lottery and like, had hundreds of millions of dollars, first thing I would do is I'd knock on the people that have our old house, and I would be like, what will it take for you to sell this house to me?
But we were going to sell it anyway. All right, Criddle, what do you got next?
Oh man.
So this is your number card.
I know. Did anybody pick was it 6 of spades?
Players must
No.
cooperate and kill. Yeah,
you did?
I did. That
You
was
did?
the
Okay.
last one that I did.
Yes, he did. I
Oh,
wrote
man.
it down. I was looking. I was like, I don't remember.
Okay. Well, has anybody picked the 7 of spades?
Probably not.
No,
Where is
I was
the-
thinking about the 7 of spades on the way back.
Players must escape the venue while avoiding boiling water.
Which one is the one that the girl got her leg cut off in?
The stadium.
curious.
Didn't the stadium explode?
Yeah, but
or-
I'm just curious because I don't know if it ever.
This game takes place in a massive baseball stadium and
Yeah,
was one of the most brutal, sadistic games to be cleared.
that was the one that she lost her leg.
So that was 7 of spades?
Yeah, that was 7 of spades. I mean, for me, and maybe it was just because we'd been watching the show and we'd almost been throughout the whole series by that point in time when we watched it. It's just like when they said go, it's
I was
just like
yes, run.
run.
So you're going with 7 of spades?
Yeah, I'm going to go 7 of spades.
All right. Yeah, that was, I was like, if I heard that rumbling especially, I'd be booking it.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a face card left here. I'm going to go through them because Brett can't pick a face card anymore.
Nope, I cannot.
So you've already picked, I don't know, King of Hearts. Obviously, they didn't do it in the show because its players must escape from the venue from an unknown beast, which that sounds scary.
Well,
Especially
no, they showed it in the show.
They did?
Yeah, there was like that narrow corridor, and there was growling and stuff
that's
like
right.
that.
They briefly showed it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Queen of Hearts, Criddle took. Jack of Hearts, Brett took.
Yep.
King of Diamonds. That one, I don't like that game. I don't like that game where they're picking a number and then a vat of acid. That's probably the worst way to die on this whole
I know.
thing.
Part of me wanted to, but I'm like, I can't Google this because, like, who knows, like, how I'm going to be flagged. But I was just like, I was thinking about Googling, like,
Painful of dying from.
how long will it take you to die from having acid poured on you? But I'm like, I'm probably already on.
The NSA is like,
Well, I think I'm already on so many like lists because I go to my Facebook feed or news feed and I do if I feel as though it's a trolling headline, I do the laughy face emoji And people are probably like, "Oh my word, who would put a laughy face emoji for it?" But I just do that because I'm like, I'm not reading this. Like, ha ha ha. You think I'm going to be reading this article? No. And so I'm probably on like some FBI list because I do laughy face emojis to headlines I think are just trying to get you to click on them.
It's already too late. Your phone hears you.
Oh yeah. Oh well, if my phone hears me, then they know that my rationale for it. So okay.
All right. Was Jack of Spades ever done in the show?
Jack of Spades.
Players must survive against citizens in an arena.
No, they did not.
That sounds like a battle royale.
That does sound like a battle royale.
All right. King of Clubs. Players must. That's the one you've already picked, Brett. The first one you picked. Queen of Clubs. Dodgeball. Krill, you picked that one. Jack of Clubs. Players must scale ropes. I'm not picking scaling ropes.
See, here's the funny thing is if you switched out ropes for
snakes. Just kidding.
no, if you were to switch it out for fireman poles and climbing up that, I would take that in a second.
Oh yes.
Like what was it? We had a fireman pole at our playhouse when we were growing up, and my old elementary school, that was part of the playground. There was 2 fire ropes, and there was a bell at the very top. And we like you just go
ropes
to
or poles.
Poles, sorry.
Okay.
And you just go to a kid and just like tap him on the shoulder. I bet you I race to the top, and that was like my favorite playground equipment ever because I could beat everybody.
I'm gonna go with just because it sounds more entertaining. Jack of Spades. Players must survive against citizens in an arena. Obviously, it's a physical thing. I'm going to just see if there's rules. Players must defend themselves against a group of citizens by whatever means necessary. It's game over if the player dies or is incapacitated, the latter resulting in being lasered. And if it is game clear if the players remain standing before the time limit. So it is a time. So it sounds like it's a, obviously Jack of Spades has his own team. And you're the challengers probably have a team. And it's just a battle royale. In the dojo center is wide space with wooden floors. There's only one ceiling light that illuminates the center. Oh, wow. It's super creepy, too. Center of the dojo. Weapons such as pipes, machetes, and knives are present. It's a very core game.
Strike first.
Yeah. This is where I'm Cobra Kai. I'm picking Jack of Spades because that would be interesting. All right. And now ending with Brett's final pick, the number pick.
All right, I'm trying to. So I'm thinking I'm going to go with the 2 of Spades, but I'm going to read what it is. So the 2 of Spades we never saw is a game exclusive to. Oh, it's to the Netflix.
Oh
thing.
yeah, they showed it briefly, didn't they?
Okay.
Where they're holding onto the bottom of the elevator as it goes up. That would be a fun game. Obviously, me with a fear of heights, I would be having a very hard time.
Yeah, I think I'd be able to do that.
I wonder how many floors there are. Does it say?
I think no. There's one that actually I take that back. Let's see.
You take the back that you take the back?
Yes, I'm not gonna do.
If it's a difficulty 2, yeah, it says it's briefly mentioned in the episode 5 as a montage. Difficulty 2 should be 2 floors. Just kidding. No, that's way too easy. 10 floors at least, I would say. Oh man, can you imagine it being one of those elevators that's like an express elevator that like takes you to floor 500 and 500, but like floor 50 really fast? Oh my gosh,
Oh man,
that would be. That just creeps me out if that was the concept. I'd rather it be one of those slow moving elevators that goes to 10 floors than one of those that just takes off.
now was there any information about the Joker card?
No. Well, yes and no, because according to the multiple YouTube videos I watched about the Joker card, the Joker actually was a character that appeared in the comic, but was a wild card, and you really don't know much about him. So the thing is if they decide to use him in the series, they are going on all original content, because the Joker is actually, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I would have to send you a couple of the YouTube videos that I watched.
I hope they come back with a season 3.
Yeah, even if it takes a couple of years, it's fine.
That's fine. Yeah. I can wait.
I mean, we waited 2 years for this season.
All right, I'm going to go with the three of spades, which is players must avoid the mascot to find the exit.
That'd be a fun game.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of sounds like tag. A
Yeah.
little bit.
Hide and seek and hashtag.
Oh yeah. No. Notice how nobody picked hide and seek.
Oh, there's no way because I know the outcome of that game
The
is there's only one winner.
Yeah,
the wolf. Yeah, that was brutal.
that was a brutal game. Yep. All right. I don't feel like I need to recap this. Anybody want me to recap it?
No, I'm
All
good.
right.
Nope.
All right. Now it's time for one recommendation.
All right.
Anything for us?
So my one recommendation, I mean, I will tell you, I if you really want a good laugh with a nice twist ending though, and some horror movies in it, an American horror or an American Christmas horror story is what you should be watching. It's one of those like I don't understand what's going on. So it's 5 different stories that swap with amongst each other throughout the entire thing. It's not like an easy swap. It's just like you're watching this thing and then it swaps over here, and then you're watching this story and it swaps over here, and then it swaps back to William Shatner and then it swaps over here, and so it's one of those like weird stories that is good, and it has an amazing twist ending where when it ends, it's just like, holy cow, that's messed up. So I would recommend that. And I would also recommend, like, if you ever want to watch a movie and not watch the whole thing, go to the YouTube channel Movie Recap. And they basically, actually, no, I've actually been, I take that back. I've been on a kick on the YouTube channel, How to Survive Blank Movie. And the guy basically goes through all the scenarios on like what they did wrong, what would have happened, who would have survived had they made different decisions or whatever. And the most recent one was the zombie heist on the Netflix show, and it was so funny just to watch him break down.
It'd be fun to watch some old ones like Scream.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about my recommendations because I swear during the week or during whatever, I'm just so bad at writing things down. I'm like, oh, I'm going to recommend this. And then I get to today and I'm like, oh, I don't remember what I'm recommending. I don't think I've actually come out and said it. This is kind of a cop out of me. I've had it written down for a while because I've definitely mentioned it during the podcast at some point, during the normies at least. But yeah, I recommend watching Wednesday. It's a fun show. It's entertaining. I'm pretty sure if you're listening to this, because it's about, we tend to talk about movies and TV and all that entertainment stuff. If you're listening to this, you probably have already watched it, but I think it's a great show. It's not the best show. It's funny because there's like, Facebook does this thing because I'm old and I enjoy Facebook over any other social media platform. And, but they keep suggesting me these other groups to follow based off of anything I've ever done. And one of the things that keeps on is stuff like on Netflix, like comparing TV shows. And it's like, if you prefer this one, give it a heart. If you prefer this one, give it a thumbs up. If you prefer this one, give it like one of those whoa faces. And it's funny because it did Alice in Borderland versus Wednesday. I'm like, oh, come on. And I was surprised that, I think Wednesday just has more viewership because it's,
it's more family friendly.
Exactly. So, but I was reading through the comics and people are like, no, Alice in Borderland's way better. I'm like, yes, it is, but still recommend Wednesday. It's a good, fun family watch. It's very creative. Tim Burton is in his wheelhouse with that movie, just like he was with Batman. And so, recommend it.
Tim Burton weird. Love it.
He is weird.
Okay, well, my recommendation will kind of come full circle with this podcast. I said I finished Ted Lasso, and I'm going to recommend Ted Lasso. I think it's great.
It is a great show.
I look forward to season 3. I think season 1 was better than season 2, but I still enjoyed them both.
Without spoiling it for our listeners, just in case, did you see the end coming?
They gave little.
You haven't seen season 2, right?
No, I have not.
They gave little breadcrumbs about it.
Oh no, they definitely did. I need to send you that little breadcrumb thing. Did I?
No.
Oh, okay.
So they gave breadcrumbs throughout season 2
And season 1.
and season 1 of what
Yeah.
of my wife and I kind of caught on to that while we were watching it, and at the end it really was no surprise to me, but I mean
Yes.
it was also really like, dude, really?
Yes. Mm-hmm. No.
Not to spoil it.
Yeah. Yeah. Season 2 is great though. I really liked it. Who's your favorite character?
I think Roy's funny.
Roy is funny.
I don't know. I got to go with Ted Lasso probably.
Yeah.
He's great.
That is a wrong answer. It's Danny Rojas.
Danny Ross. Football is life. Life is football.
As he kills the
Oh yes. Is that in season 1 or 2?
Probably season 2
Okay.
because whatever you said does not register to me.
Yeah. That's gonna
sorry.
be
Spoiler.
that's gonna be a good one. You will enjoy that.
That was just totally random.
It was.
Football is life.
I need to rewatch that before the next season comes out.
I just watched it and I could rewatch it right now.
I just checked to see if they have any announcements, and so far, as of a couple days ago, they have no announcement of when. I wonder what's taking so long. If it's for quality, I appreciate it because I'd rather somebody take their time and delay releasing for quality.
Amen.
So it's not going to hurt my feelings. All right. Well, yeah.